Hi guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video. Today I'm gonna do my Tome Topple Wrap up. I'm sorry for having not posted any videos for over 2 weeks, I think. I've been really busy both with this readathon and then I was ill for parts of it, and then all of last week I had to go to this agricultural fair with my job, and I was there for like 9 in the morning until 6 or 8 every day, from Tuesday to Friday, and so I've been super tired when I got home and I haven't really had any time to film anything. It also means that I hadn't had a lot of time to read over this last week, but I did manage to complete 3 books and then read 260 something pages in the 4th book. And that equals to 1,937 pages over these 2 weeks. I'm pretty happy with the books that I read. I started out by finishing my library book, which was called Blood Rights, and it's by Kristen Painter, and I had to hand it back in at the library, so I don't have my copy of it now. And it was about this girl called Chrisabel, who is this special person, human, who has a very rare sort of blood, and those are sold for super high prices to very powerful vampires who drink this blood because it's the best blood they can get. And so what happens is that her master vampire, he dies, and everyone thinks that she killed him. So she flees from the society that she's grown up in and hides herself in the human world. And then as she's hiding there, she for some reason stumbles upon this man called Malcolm, who is a vampire that's been sort of excluded from this vampire society because he was cursed with something that made him act like really crazy, and so he's been so everyone thinks that he's a lunatic and he really can't focus in either the human world nor the normal world. So then they start to sort of work together in order to save someone else, and that's basically the plot. I really enjoyed it. I thought the writing was good, and I thought the length of the book was actually fine. I didn't feel like any of the parts were unnecessary to the plot, and that was really good, even though it was a pretty long book, as it were 533 pages. And it read really quickly, and the characters were pretty interesting, and yeah, I think I ended up giving it 4 stars. I was pretty happy with it, and I definitely want to read the next books. I already got the next book from the library, so I'll be reading that in the coming months. And I really enjoyed it, as I said, and I would recommend it if you like a good paranormal book or urban fantasy. I'd say it's closer to urban fantasy than paranormal romance. And I still haven't told you what the difference is, so I'll be making a video sometime about the difference between paranormal romance and urban fantasy, because there's quite a big difference between the 2 genres. Then after finishing that one, I started reading Illuminate, but that's also when I started getting sick. So I didn't read it super fast, but then I believe the first 200 pages were really hard to get through, because I had a hard time connecting with the characters, and yeah, I don't know what it was. I think it was partly because of the format, because the format is it's really unique, and you can see how it reads like these log entries thing, a lot of these chat entries between some of the characters, or it could look like this. And we have a big section where some pages could look like this. So you know, well, not really anything stands on it. And that was interesting. But the first 200 pages, it was difficult getting a real feel of the characters, because you don't really, it's just told in these blog entries, and although you can express a lot by thoughts, you can't really hear their thoughts, you know. And that's basically what I was missing in the beginning, so I couldn't really form an opinion. But then after the 200 pages, I was super hooked to the story. I read that super fast, and I could barely put it down. But because of the start and how long it took me to get into the story, I can't give it a 5 stars, but I will give it a 4 stars, because I did think it was pretty interesting, and I purchased the second book in the series, so I'm ready to read the next one. I'm so happy that it was released recently. And then finally, I also finished Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb, the first book in the Tournament trilogy. And the Tournament trilogy is the third trilogy that's set in Robin Hobb's world. And it goes back to following Fitz and the Fool, who was in the first trilogy, the Farsight trilogy. And this book, Fool's Errand, without giving out too much away, Fitz has to sort of find this man called Prince Dutiful, because of he's disappeared and he's the heir of the 6 duchies and stuff. So yes, I don't want to say too much about the plot, as I said, because I don't want to spoil it, but I will say that I really enjoyed being back with Fitz and the Fool. They are some of my favorite literary characters, and their friendship with each other is super amazing, and also good to be back with Fitz and Night Eyes. Also really strong friendship they have, a sort of brother bond. And I really like the narrator. The narrator for the Tournament trilogy is the best narrator that Robin Hobb has found for these trilogies so far. I thought he did really well. I really loved listening to his voice, and he captured my interest from the beginning. And I didn't feel like, even though this was a 672 pages book, I didn't feel like it was filled with unnecessary scenes like I felt like in the Farsight trilogy, where it could become a little slow. I thought that all of the scenes were pretty important to the plot and kept me interested from the beginning to the end, and so therefore I give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And finally, I also started on The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, and this is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy. As you can see, I am close to being halfway through with it, but I've read some since finishing it. But I did finish the first 2 parts of this book. It's divided into 5 parts, I think, and it's definitely getting a lot more interesting. In the beginning, it was it was interesting, but it wasn't super fast paced. But I think Vin is a super interesting character, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. Things have started to really develop in this book, so I'm pretty excited about that. So these were all the books that I finished for the Tome Topple Readathon, and I thought it was super fun to participate. I'm really happy with my progress, considering all the things that I had to deal with over the last 2 weeks. And I also really want to thank the hosts. I thought it did a splendid job. I wasn't part of a lot of the sprints because I think I participated in 2 or 3, but the majority of the sprints were either while I was at work or when I was sleeping, so it's hard to find a sprint section where I could join in. And also, I have a little gift unwrapping because it's December, and me and my sisters always, the 3 of us, go together to buy a sort of calendar thing where I have a gift to open for 24 days, because in Denmark we celebrate Christmas on the 24th. And so I have package number 4 to open, as you can see. And I'm pretty interested in seeing what it is, because I've been waiting until this moment to unwrap it. see if I can get this. Ooh, oops. I wonder if it's something Christmas decoration-ish or if it's some candy. I'm so excited. I also considered doing Vlogmas this year. As you can see, I haven't been able to film anything until now. So, and we're on the 4th of December. So probably a good idea not to do it. Maybe next year I'm ready for that. Oh, oh! It's a backgammon game. She knows I play a lot of that. Apart from that, I have this calendar thing where I'm scratching these parts and I can win stuff. As you can see, I'm sort of collecting items to win something, and the biggest prize you can win is some 1 million kronos, but that never happens. So I always get this from my mom and dad. And this is the 4th, so I'll have to see what that is. It's one of the good ones because it's another Santa, as you can see. And 9 Santas will give you 50,000 kronos. And so now I'm on 2 because I got one yesterday as well. So it will look like this. And then we also have this on the side because in Denmark we celebrate, I don't know if you do that, but every Sunday is pretty interesting and you light a new candle each Sunday. So you have this ring with 4 candles on it, and then the first Sunday, we call it Sunday in Advent, I'm not sure what you will call it, and we light that with candle, and then the second Sunday we'll light candle 1 and candle 2, and so this is the second Sunday, so I'll have to scratch that one as well. And it didn't give me anything because, and as you can see, one of these items to win something on there. But I've never won anything on that game. And then I also have my chocolate calendar. Because it's not Christmas without a chocolate calendar. I wonder what it is. It's a candle decoration. And now it's gone. It's not the best chocolate, but it's sort of nostalgic. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you participated in the Tome Topple, what you thought. Are you excited about Christmas? I'll see you in my next video very, very soon because I have some videos I have to film now because I've been away for 2 weeks. So I'll see you later. Bye!